It is a great honor to be moderating this panel. We have 1 hour and very interesting topics to cover. The topic is the country's new strategic energy plan and the role of renewables and storage. So we will have the Secretary General as the first speaker. Thank you for this invitation, and let me congratulate Mr. Panagioulou, Energy Press. You're really doing a great job. Every day I look up in your website to see what we have said, because sometimes you're faster than us. And very often you actually help us a lot in our thought. So congratulations for this. The energy planning nowadays is characterized by a lot of uncertainty. We needed 200 years globally to create this energy landscape, and now we are facing crisis. We are facing the risk of collapse. So we have to transform the world as we know it within 20 or 30 years into something completely different. This is a gigantic effort that requires new technologies, new fuels, but always this is characterized by uncertainty. For example, 15 years ago, Ptolemaida 5, the fossil fuel powered plant, was being designed. We thought that we were going to create something very viable for the PPC. Today, this project has lost all its value. It's a black hole of 1.8 billion euros, and we do not know what to do with this plant. Nevertheless, within this landscape of uncertainty, Greece has made a lot of steps in the direction of renewables. Today, we have 11.5 gigawatts in our system. This year, 45% approximately of domestic energy was covered by renewables, and the national target that we will supersede very soon is by 2030 to have 70 to 80% green energy share. All this has been supported by advancements in technology, which makes energy more affordable. The physical environment of Greece, with a lot of wind and a lot of sun, is also beneficial. And all you, with your investments, with your efforts, are also supporting this goal, since you're continuously adapting to the new circumstances. Now, in a few days, the NECP will be tabled it will be submitted to the European Commission, a draft. Of course, the highest priority are renewables, but renewables are faced with a series of challenges due to the electric space available. 11.5 giga installed, 16 giga with the conditions that can be realized, and some 30 giga of renewables that want to participate within a space of 5 to 10 gigawatts. So the challenge are the networks that create ample electric space. The challenge is to increase this electric space, and this means we have to focus on storage. And the best way to do so is with batteries. We will give the chance to these 16 giga renewable projects to connect the system with batteries. This will facilitate the creation of more electric space. Every 2 giga of battery supported electricity means 1 gigawatt in the system. We will also focus on PPAs, and we will explore a flexible demand, not in the industrial branches though, but even there we might respond to some of the demands that are accumulating. Let us not forget that the idea for more renewables means we need to balance renewables wind energy. We need to overcome resistance from local communities so as to promote RES in the system. In this general planning, we want to create a very ambitious plan for offshore wind, because the Aegean Sea, the Ionian Sea too, but the Aegean Sea has the best wind potential in the whole Mediterranean. And we need to utilize this for economic, but also for visionary reasons. We are speaking of 20 gigawatts offshore wind until 2040. If we achieve that, we will make Greece a substantial energy exporter. We need the relevant supply chain to be made for that, and we will be exporting to the neighboring countries. Apart from the interconnector Greece, Israel, Cyprus, there's also an interconnector to Germany that can reach up to 8 gigawatt. So the size of this project is such that there is some uncertainty to it. But strategically speaking, we are also promoting the storage of CO2 in the Prinos basin. This is an important vision, because the storage areas of Prinos can cover up to 2.5 million CO2 per year, which means this can cover future needs for energy capture by 40 to 50% in the next years. This too has been included in the RRF, and we will subsidize it so as for it to happen. Now there are even more strategies to promote green energy. Hydrogen is one of these items. We are going to legislate in the next months, and we will create the regulatory framework needed for hydrogen together with biogas. In the NECP, we have included a very ambitious number. It is about 1 giga hydrogen. And speaking of offshore wind, 1.9 giga will be installed as offshore wind parks. Now, the program Apollo that was announced today in the press conference of the ministry provides for the creation of 13 RES projects at local, regional level. This will mean that vulnerable households will be able to cover their needs by 90%, and also the local government will make use of this. This will start as a concession agreement through a tendering process. It could also include some RES projects that are about to be electrified. So in the next 3 years of this government tenure, we want to create 1.3 giga usage to cover 5% of the country's needs. Apart from that, we are not naive. We know that natural gas will still be around for several decades. So this bridge fuel needs not only to go on to exist, but because of the good geographical location of Greece, it should serve as an energy hub in its neighborhood. So in this context, the FSRU in Alexandroupolis has been established to serve not only Greek, but also neighboring country needs. Gas is an issue that has been quite tough during the last year because of the price spikes, but we believe that there will not be any such spikes like in 2021, unless the Hormuz Straits have to close, unless the sky falls on our heads. But no country is prepared for such possibilities. We are, however, prepared for any crisis that might occur in our neighborhood in the next period. Now, apart from this, batteries. Yes, there is a national strategy for batteries to open up the electric space, but we should bear in mind that social cohesion is also important. We cannot draft all these ambitious plans without taking into consideration the citizens, their bills that should not be burdened too much, because in that case, a large part of the population will not accept the measures and the steps that lead us to the green transition. In this sense, we need to take into account all the costs. For example, the networks of ADMIE and ΔΔΕ are developing, they are expanding to serve these targets. But at the end of the day, this means this brings a burden on bills. The same goes for DESFA, the gas operator. Therefore, we have to also bear in mind the simple people who get their power bills to help them cover their needs. And that is my take on the general situation. And of course, I'm here to answer any questions about our strategy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Secretary General. You've been, I'm sure we're going to come back because everybody is thirsty for news. Therefore, there will be a second round.